Things to consider when buying a fixer. This is chapter 1 of A Tale of Two Fixers. When I bought the Milwaukee house, I was only vaguely aware of big ticket fixes. I knew that the roof was a big deal, I knew that you should choose a house in a developing neighborhood, and I knew to buy the ugliest house on a nice block. Plus, it was reassuring when going through with the inspector during the closing process that the inspector said these houses that were built in the 20s were built like tanks. The foundation is solid, the frame is solid, and so it's a fixer that's worth your time. So that was the base knowledge that I had in going into that property. I'm very idealistic about the future, and that's one of the biggest lessons I think I learned about myself in fixing Milwaukee house. I just expected that I could DIY things easy and fast and whip through it and it would be no problem, and that was not the case. So I really encouraged at least handwriting some notes and crunching numbers on paper to have some kind of estimate of what you're going into. Second time around shopping for a fixer in Bozeman, my list of things to analyze was much more detailed, not to mention having a very level-headed husband to help analyze the different properties. So here are 3 different lists of things that I considered this time around. List number 1, condition of the property. What shape is the roof, siding, windows and doors, insulation, heating system, plumbing, electrical, foundation, and frame. So the 3 things that were good on Milwaukee house were the foundation, the frame, and the electrical on the main level. Everything else had to be redone. Let's contrast that with the Bozeman house. The roof is newer, the siding is in great shape, the windows are all newer, the doors are good, there's insulation in the walls and the ceiling because that was code by 1976, the heating system has been well maintained, the plumbing is in great shape, the electrical is good, the foundation is good, and the framing is all solid. Wait a minute, what does that leave you to fix, Bethany? Oh, just cosmetics! Notice on this list that I'm skipping talking about the cosmetic changes because to me those are the fastest, the most fun, and those are the changes that bring you the biggest return on your investment. Also, in not having big ticket fixes, we might be able to look at big ticket expansion in a couple years, such as raising the house about 5 feet, adding framing and windows around, and doubling our square footage to have a large daylight basement. So you see the difference between these 2 properties when starting out with them. The difference in time and money is enormous. So the second list of things to consider when shopping for your fixer is looking at the surrounding community and amenities that surround that home. Ideally, a good fixer is in a developing neighborhood. Other people are fixing up houses in the area, so property values are generally on the rise, and there's good local amenities whether they're walkable or drivable, like good schools, grocery stores, coffee shops, restaurants, parks. And the third list is personal preferences. Do you love Victorians or are you into bungalows? Are you really looking for something that's just gonna be a fast flip you can get in and out of? Are you looking at the property as more of a home that you're gonna be in a long time or an investment property, or maybe a hybrid of the 2? I would say when I bought the Milwaukee house, I thought I was buying it 100% investment. It turned out to be my home for 9 years, during which I changed careers, got married, and had my first child. So a note of caution, if you are our first time fixer shopper, you could end up stuck in that house for longer than you expect. I'm so glad I stuck it through in the Milwaukee house remodel. I feel like I earned about a 4-year degree in house remodeling in finishing that. People have asked me, would you do it again? My answer would be yes, but not the same way. We planned for over 7 years to try to move to Bozeman, so we feel like we just got to Disneyland and we could not be more ecstatic about finally settling in here. Now, if you are a contractor or home remodeler or DIY remodeler who has worked on a fixer and you feel like I missed some big bullet points or you have added thoughts to share, please do. YouTube is supposed to be a place for sharing common knowledge on subjects like this. And with that, I'll see you back here for chapter 2, which is going to be floor planning and initial demo of taking out the first wall that we're going to remove here in the Bozeman house. Fixer in Milwaukee. There goes my toddler in the mirror. And the electrical on the main level was good. Second time around, semi-creepy, isn't it? I need to take that mirror down. Just got my iPad. Worst house on a really nice block. And getting the worst house on a really nice block.